Hey everybody, so welcome back to my knowledge sharing video. It's me Qhansa, and this is the fourth video of the college series. And today I'm going to share with you about how I study in college. I will assume that you have watched my previous video about how to find your learning style, because I think this video will be related to that. Now, let's get into it. First things first, I really want you to understand about the credit system. I mean, if you can see on your course selections, there are some courses that has 3 credits, 4 credits, or 2 credits. And now I'm going to share with you what's the meaning of that credits. For example, if we enroll in a course that has 3 credits, that means we need to spend 3 hours studying in the classroom per week, and then 3 hours learning independently per week, and 3 hours of doing assignments per week. So, if you want to calculate the total of hours spent for a week for that 3 credits course, that will be 9 hours. If you can understand this concept, I hope and I think you will be fine in college.
I know. I need to manage my time, and I will watch the first video that you created about time management or stuff like that. But please, give the tips right now.
Okay, as you wish. I'm going to give you the tips about how to study in college, or at least what I did. Number 1. Attend every classes, especially the first meeting. You know, it's funny when people don't want to get into class, especially the first class, just because they are lazy or they thought that
I think the first class wouldn't be interesting enough. They're just giving the intro. I can just read the books or see the slides or whatever.
But sorry to say, the first meeting, well, at least for me, it's the most important meeting. Why? I can tell you why. Because when you attend the first meeting, you can find out about number 1, the lecturer's or the professor's background and personality. Second, the course syllabus for the whole semester. So there's no such thing as
I don't know what to learn. I don't know the materials that the lecturer or the professor will give us.
FYI, the lecturers and the professors will give you the syllabus since in the beginning of the class. So there is no excuse because they already create the syllabus and the points and the materials that they want to teach to you. So that's the syllabus. Third, we can know how can we find the books or the websites or the other resources to understand the materials or the class. Last but not least, you can know the grading system. And I guess this is the most important of all because based on my experience, every lecturer, every classes, the grading system are not the same. Okay, I'm going to give you the example. There are some lecturers that focus more on theoretical. So they want you to be able to do the final exam or quizzes very well. And also, there are some classes or some lecturers that will focus on the practical side. So for example, programming classes or mobile app development classes, something like that. Somehow, you need to focus more on the final project. So if you can create an amazing project, there's a possibility that you will get good grades. And then last but not least, there are some classes that will require you to be able to balance between theoretical and practical. So yes, you need to study for the exams, final exams, and etc. But at the same time, you need to be able to prepare yourself to create the awesome project. So yeah, that's why I really recommend you to attend every classes, especially the first meeting. Next, okay, the second tip. If you don't want to follow the ideal academic work hours, I do have some tips and tricks if you want to understand the material. And the answer is you need to read or skim or review some of the materials that will be presented by the lecturers or the professors during the class later. This is probably a little bit confusing.
Why would you study in advance while the lecturers or the professor will give you the materials in the classroom?
Based on my experience, when I try to skim or review the materials, the book or the slides, just read thoroughly. I don't really like reading and then search or write or whatever. No, I just read all of the materials that probably the lecturer will give in the classroom. So the point is, first, you can understand the points that the lecturers are giving you. If you are not a fan of detailed informations, I guess skimming or reading quickly through the materials would help you in some way, especially if you are a visual learner. And second, for me, it would be easier to ask questions to the professor or the lecturers because I know what he or she is talking about because I have read the materials in advance. And if you can ask some questions to the professor or the lecturers in classroom, you will probably memorize the concept or the answers very well. And also, the professor or the lecturers will give you some extra points just because you're being active in class. And yeah, that is the truth. So there is an advantage of being active in class, So you don't have to be so stressful with the exams or the final project or whatsoever. Just be active in class. Professor or lecturers will love that. And then tips number 3. Whatever your learning style is, whether you are visual, kinesthetic, auditorial, or read and write learners, I would say that it's better if you can make some notes during the class, or at least if you have the presentation slides from the professor, you can create some scribbles or notes from each slide to make you understand the concept even more. Because most of the time, professors didn't put the complete information on the slides, and they tend to give detailed explanations orally. So I guess you need to be an active listener during class and take notes. And for me, I am a visual learner and also a kinesthetic learner and read and write learner. It's really hard for me to stay focused all the time for 3 hours to understand the concept or the materials from the professor if I didn't do this. If I don't move, that's the problem with kinesthetic learner. We have to move. Either move our feet, move our hands, or do something while in class. So I also tend to eat some candies, to be able to stay awake and stay focused in the classroom. So yeah, that's my learning style. And since I also have this visual or read and write learning styles, every time the professor explains something and show the presentation slides, I will do this. See the presentation slides, and then I will assume that this is my book, and then this is my pen, and then I start write, and keep writing. And if I feel like I am not a fast writer, I will print out the presentation slides, and then I will give some notes on the printed presentation slides. So yeah. Now, tip number 4. If you want to understand the materials, first, you have to know your learning styles. Watch the previous video, okay? Second, you need to maximize the resources, such as books, websites, YouTube, internet, online courses, labs, seniors, teaching assistant, and the list goes on. And it's really hard to make an excuse for not understanding the subject because the university already give you the resources, and the internet also give you the opportunity to learn from somewhere else. And third, don't be afraid to ask the professor if you don't understand something, and you need to ask the professor during class, okay? Because it's really hard to ask your professor outside of the classroom. Just to make it relevant, keep the discussions going while you are in the classroom, okay? You'd probably still don't know what to do because
I'm shy.
honestly, I'm also shy. Last tip. This is the 5th tips for you. And that is about preparing the exams.
I really hate exams.
But you need to face it. Just bear with me, okay? First, you need to get as many old exams as possible. You can ask some of your seniors that have taken the class, or you can ask them to lend you the old exams. Or if your campus has exam banks from student center or stuff like that, you can buy them. So what I'm trying to say here, usually in engineering, your exams somehow will be similar with the last year's exam and then last year exams. So that's why I really recommend you to find the old exams so you can see what type of questions that the lecturer will give to you during your exams. I would say that they would not be the same questions, but you will see the patterns. It will be similar, okay? Second, work on as many problems as possible. You can do it from your assignments, you can do it from the old exams. The goal is you need to know the pattern of answering the questions. So, if you have practiced the type of questions beforehand, believe me, during exams, you wouldn't be so stressful or shocked when you're facing that type of question. So that's why if you practice lots and lots of problems, eventually you will get good grades. Although this is not an exact math, but yeah, if you're facing an exam like that, practice makes perfect. And I couldn't agree more. You need to practice, and practice. Well, finally this video is over, and I really hope that this video will be helpful for you. If you have any other questions related to studying, or if I haven't covered any tips or relevant topics for this case, comment down below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give a thumbs up, and yeah, share this video if you found this video helpful, because sharing is caring. Don't forget to subscribe. Oh yeah, last, I would say that if you can, I will hope that you can do this. Please do all of your assignments during the day, not during the night, because usually when nighttime, I don't know, felt like I don't have any energy doing assignments during the night, because I felt like if the clock turns to 6 p.m. that means I need to relax, I need to refresh, I need to hang out, I need to do this. No more college singing. Yeah, I guess you can say that. And extra tips? Okay, if you love this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, see you next week. Bye. Sudah telah kulakukan. For the next video, I will rant. Curhat. In bahasa Indonesia, we call it curhat. Sharing my experience, but I don't think that I have the energy that much. Bye!